Welcome to I Am the Cute One, the most chaotic school dance in the podcast universe.
Listen, you got through the week like we got through 9/11.
And a recession.
And the Special K diet.
And the time that James Franco hosted the Oscars.
And Ben Platt's wig and Dear Evan Hansen.
TGIF.
Hello, I am Donnie and I am the cute one.
And I'm Chelsea and I am the cute one.
TGIF, cuties.
TGIF.
Chelsea, I had quite a week. At first, I thought I didn't do anything, but now that we're recording episodes on Wednesdays for Friday, that means I had Thursday and Friday events that I normally would have talked about on TGIF. So then when I went back, those 2 days changed it. They changed it everything because I had quite a week. So first of all, last week, I think my cutie of the week was that Hilary Duff had new music coming out. It's come out. And it is a bop among all bops.
It is a bop. It hits the center of our Venn diagram. I added it to my main character in a CW show playlist, which I shared with you, and then you were quiet about. What did you think of that playlist?
Here's the thing, Chelsea. I don't like playlists from other people because what I do is I just go and listen to the songs I already know. So, they're good songs, but I didn't experience the full thing because I was only listening to the Renee Rapp songs, this song, Shut Up and Let Me Go. That wasn't on there, but that kind of stuff.
We got some Lady Sovereign, Love Me
That's
or Hate
who I was
Me.
Thinking of. How'd you know?
The same energy, the yelling.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, maybe I will make this a playlist. I'll go ahead and put it on our Spotify. So, cuties, I'm going to put the main character in a CW show playlist on our Spotify along with the eldest daughter playlist. Maybe I'll get more active over there with my music. But it was a bop. It was a bop.
And apparently she knows that people feel that way because not only is the song out, Chelsea, she announced a mini tour, including a Brooklyn stop on January 27th. And tickets go on sale this Friday. I'm very nervous about it. I didn't have good luck with Ariana, as you know. So we'll see what happens.
Fingers crossed.
Next week I could come very upset or very thrilled.
Okay, well, we'll know how you are based on if the rain has been on your skin.
We will. Also, my plan worked. After much dedication, I was invited to the chess opening night party. I will be at the same party as Leah Michelle.
Will you be bringing a wig in hopes that she could shit in it for you?
I should ask her. I'll probably never work chess again if that happens, but you never know. So I work Wednesday matinees at chess, and I told the head usher, I will be working opening night. That is non-negotiable. I will be working opening night. And she allowed me to work opening night. Now, some productions invite ushers to opening night parties. Some do not. Chess is inviting their ushers to opening night party. So I will be there. I am going to ask for a photo. I'm going to wear that jumpsuit that's black with the white stripe down the leg.
Cute.
It's the most chess looking thing I have.
Oh, it is very chess.
Yeah. I wanted to get black and white checkered, but everything I found was too corny looking.
I wonder if you could find black and white checkered boots.
Oh.
They have those, and that would be really cute. That could bring it all together because it's a subtle nod to the board.
Okay, I'll look into that. Do you think she'll take a picture with me is my question.
I think that you can feel it out, and I'm sure it's Leah Michelle, so I'm sure if she doesn't want to take a picture with somebody, you can see her reject somebody else first.
Okay, that's true. I just don't want it to be me. But I might ask anyway, so at least I get a story about it.
Yeah, just put your phone on like you're a Karen recording a person walking in their neighborhood and just put it towards the ground as you confront her.
And I won't bring my laptop to the party where she'll see a photo of herself with the words functionally literate.
Hopefully she doesn't see any of our stickers with our QR code linked to our podcast.
Maybe I'll give her one.
Oh, that would be cute. Because now she's in on the joke. Now she might not know what it says, but we do have stickers out there that say Leah Michelle's Book Club.
That would be fun.
Which, by the way, cuties, go to our Etsy shop. The holidays are coming, and we've got stuff over there.
Oh, yeah.
The white Christmas indeed. Ho, ho, ho.
I really can't stay.
We covered the Glee Christmas episode. Oh, Leah Michelle. Circles become circles again.
Wow.
We just covered the Glee Christmas episode this week on Patreon. So we're both in a weird headspace of holiday cheer.
I'm never out of it. I'm Betty the Elf. I also saw...
What's your favorite color?
I also saw Richard II, which is a Shakespeare show about a king who gets overthrown by his cousin. The cousin gets banished, and then he's like, fuck this, I'm going to take over. But they set it in the 80s, and it starred Michael Urie. And when I saw that, like, vision, I saw the posters, I saw costumes, it looked very cool. But some Shakespearean shows work for me. Like, an update works. Like, Romeo and Juliet, set it in the streets. Let it be gang violence. That makes sense. Or, like, 10 Things I Hate About You is Taming of the Shrew. That made sense in a high school. But Richard II, like in the corporate world of the 80s, the first like 3 scenes worked for me because I thought we were just like using war as a metaphor and like making it about like workplace drama and being promoted and all of that stuff. So the first 3
like
scenes
Succession
worked.
vibes.
Yeah, that's what it felt like, the first 3 scenes. But then Richard II is like, 2 of you are traitors, and it still worked. Maybe they handed files to another company, whatever. And then the 2 traitors were like, we're going to have a gunfight. So then in the office, they just had like a gunfight. And then Richard II was like, no, everybody stop it. Instead, I'm going to banish you. And then he banished them to like a faraway land. And then the next time we saw these people, they were in like full war outfits. And they were like, we're going to take over the castle. And I was like, oh, I think we've lost the plot a little bit. So once it became about actual war and we were in like army outfits, then I said, I don't think this works. Yeah.
Yeah, I almost could get behind gun violence in the workplace. This is America in 2025. And maybe they're just too early because we could be very close to people getting banished and having to fight on the front lines soon.
That's true. But it was the 80s. I feel like you need to pick one or the other. Make it a little bit in the future where all of this makes sense, or make it 80s and just a metaphor.
Huh. Okay, so this is the traditional Donnie experience of a thing you saw that won't be in recommendations.
For me, I can't recommend it, but then it officially opened. I saw it this weekend. It officially opened yesterday, and critics loved it. So, I don't know. But something I wish I could recommend is Bat Boy. However, it's closed. It was 2 weeks only. I saw it on Thursday. And Bat Boy, did I tell you about this?
I feel like you've talked about it in the past, but remind me.
Okay. Bat Boy is based on the National Enquirer story about the boy that's found in the cave, half bat, half boy. But now that it's over, I can tell you the full plot. These kids find the bat in a cave. One gets bit. So then a veterinarian comes and takes it to his house. They train him to be more of his human side. So he becomes like valedictorian, and he becomes accepted by the family and the school, but not by the community, because the community's all like Christian people. And they're like, no, he doesn't fit in here. So then when they finally do accept him, then the doctor is jealous, so he kills the girl that the Bat Boy bit in the beginning, so it looked like she died of like venom poison. And then he's like, look what this bat did, and turns the town against him. And then the bat falls in love with the veterinarian's daughter, and then you find out, and again, it's not playing anywhere, so I am spoiling it, but there's no place for you to see it. Then you find out that the wife of the veterinarian is the mom of their daughter, but also the mom of the Bat Boy, and she was SA'd by bats. so when the daughter and the Bat Boy have sex, they're really committing incest.
It feels like incest didn't need to be a part of it.
But why not? It's based on a National Enquirer story, so I say the more the merrier. At the very end, the dad wants the mom to see that the Bat Boy is still a monster. So he says, like, he is a monster. Watch what he'll do. So the dad slits his own throat. The bat goes to eat the blood, and then the dad stabs the bat in the back, so he kills him. But then the mom goes to hug the bat, and the dad tries to stab the bat again and kills the mom, too. So all 3 drop dead, and then the daughter's the only one in the family alive. And that's the end of the show. Bat Boy was my entire personality in high school. I had never seen it on stage until this weekend. I had a time.
I had a time listening to you talk about your time. Okay, well, I don't really have a transition after half bat incest murder, but
you might. You'd be shocked.
I want to talk about my dream that I had this week. And I know everybody's always saying, no one wants to hear about your dreams. No one wants to hear about your dreams. People, they say, like, when you say you want to hear about my dream, people say yes to be polite. They never want to actually listen.
That's not true.
Thank you, because I love hearing about dreams. Also, You can't deny my dreams are always a roller coaster from start to finish.
As someone who doesn't like to waste their time, dreams are usually like big and fantastical and like all these things. We're in mall world where you're floating in the air on the elevator or all these things.
I haven't been back to Mall World, Donnie, since she started selling merch, and I said, ugh, I'm not going to do that. I haven't been back. So I don't know if I've
been banished, like Richard
broken
II.
free from the FBI's shackles, or if I have been banished by corporate Mall World.
That's crazy.
Honestly, after I tell you about this dream, I'm begging to go back to Mall World.
But that's what I mean. I'd rather, whatever this vision is that you're about to tell me, I'd rather hear about that than someone's like real life thing. Like, oh, I cleaned up dog shit today and then went to work for 8 hours. All right, Gracie, thanks.
Yeah, I also feel like I know when to tell a dream and when to just say, I had such a weird dream last night, and give cliff notes. Because, sometimes you wake up and you're like, wait, what just happened? And you have like little flashes. So sometimes I turn to Dr. Ball and I'm like, I had the weirdest dream last night. I was walking on the moon and a dog was taking a shit, and I was mad at you because you were having sex with Elmo. Something like that. Like, just give him the cliff notes.
Yeah. You know how I used to be a pervert?
Used to.
In high school, me and these 3 girls had a sleepover. I think I was out, but this was my like bi era. I was using bi as just a word. Well, I wasn't. Maybe I was and I didn't know, because I'm back, baby. But I was using bi as a word, so I liked boys and girls. And I had a crush on one of the girls at the sleepover. So we read something, or it wasn't a TikTok back then, so I guess we really did read something, that if you say a word like 50 times before you go to sleep, that's what you'll dream about. So we all said the same word 50 times out loud and went to sleep to see if the plan worked. Everybody woke up, and then the 3 girls really did dream about that. And I said it out loud. That's where I lost the plot in this. I said, oh, I didn't have a dream, so I'll make one up. I should have just made one up. And then I proceeded to tell them whatever the keyword was, like musical or rehearsal. I included that in there. But then I also told the girl that I had a crush on, it was a sex dream about you.
Yeah, I think that stating that you were actively making it up is where it gets an extra level of creepy. Because I think that telling anybody that you've had a sex dream about them is borderline inappropriate, depending on your relationship. Like, nobody walks away from that feeling more secure or comfortable in a relationship when somebody's like, oh, I had a dream that we were 69ing last night. But certainly you saying, off the top of my head, we were having sex. We hooked up.
Yeah, that's weird behavior. But that was before my growth spurt, before I got rid of my glasses, and before I got my hair cut by professionals and not my mom. Once that all happened, then I became fully gay and I was popular. But this is still when I was a weirdo. Anyway, tell me about your dream.
I did have a dream that I was having to break up with my boyfriend. You might be familiar with him, Donald Trump.
Oh.
So I realized that I had been in this like situationship with Donald Trump, and we were at a golf course because, my dreams are nothing if not realistic. And I was coming to, and I was like, oh my God, I'm like talking to Donald Trump. I need to end this. So we were walking, and I like got him away from his family so we could like take a walk so that I could break up with him. In my dream, I was very, very intentional and specific with all of my friends to let them know that we had not hooked up yet. We had not kissed. We had not hooked up. So I do like that even in my dreams, my subconscious was protecting me of like, don't worry, baby doll. He's not on your roster. So we're walking away so I can break up with him. And he thinks we're walking away to go to the back of my car, which was my car from high school, to have sex. And so then when I break up with him, all he did was say, ugh, and just turn around and walk away. And I was like, oh my God, he doesn't have empathy. He's a sociopath. Then I went immediately and I had to hide all of my shoes in my room. I was like hiding my shoes frantically. And that bitch did end up stealing a pair of Vans. So my intuition was right. And I didn't remember that dream until I was scrolling on TikTok and I saw, one of his speeches or him standing stone-faced as a man is having a medical emergency right behind him. And I had the experience of I gasped and I had a fleeting moment of like, oh, my ex. And that's when I remembered that I had broken up with Donald Trump in my dreams.
Wow. Look at
Yeah.
that. Now, see, I would rather hear about that than you cleaning up dog shit and going to work for 8 hours.
Absolutely. Now,
Yeah.
I think it does also give a little sneaky peek into my mental psyche, because if there's any dream interpreters out there, what does it mean if I broke up with Donald Trump and hid my shoes, but he still managed to steal a pair of Vans, which are my favorite shoes? I do wear Vans every single day. I'm sure that we could really dissect that, but we shan't today. So that was my dream. But now I need to ask the cuties for some advice, because Aunt Becky, sweet baby angel, she is a needy bitch, Donnie. And I've never seen anything quite like it. She is an angel if she can see me or touch me. We just recorded the episode that's going to come out on Monday with Lucy on the Ground. We can announce it now. We're covering First Wives Club with Lucy from Lucy on the Ground. So stay tuned for that. But as we recorded that episode, she was sitting in my office chair. Like, she was sitting in the chair and I was just scooched to the edge because she needed to be touching me. So long as she can see me or be touching me, she's perfectly fine. She does not bark. She's learned commands. She knows sit, stay, come. She waits for me to tell her to go eat her food in the morning. Like, she's very well trained. She's so sweet with the girls. All the neighborhood kids at the bus stop come running up at her, squeeze her face, do whatever, and she just sits there politely. Like, she's so well behaved. But the moment we leave, she loses her goddamn mind. And all of the previous dogs that I've had have had crates. We crate them when they're puppies, but they also, like, the crates become like their safe space. Like, they have their blankets in there, they'll take their bones in there. Like, dogs are supposed to like crates because it's like a cave that they can sleep in.
Yeah.
She literally, it's like she's stuck in Azkaban. There are scratch marks on the inside of the crate because she's trying to like dig out of there. I think it's a vicious cycle. She's only ever alone for like 45 minutes at a time, because when I leave for work and when Dr. Bald and the girls get home, there's like a 45-minute window. So we've even done the things of like, when we're home, we put treats in there for her. We like give her her praise and kudos whenever she goes in there. It's like in our living room, this big ass crate. Like, we're doing all the things that we're supposed to do to like foster this as like, this is a good place. But like next week, Tom Hamlet's coming in town. And so I'm going to grab lunch with him in DC. So I'm going to be gone like all day. And I don't know if she's going to be able to handle it. I think I'm going to come home to a crime scene. She's going to be like writing me love notes and threatening to off me. She's a stage 5 clinger. So cuties, if you have any suggestions, I've already done all the things of like trying to get the crate to be a happy place for her.
I know you said you made the happy place, but I already forget what you said exactly. You have her in there while you're all just around? Or you just have it open to her?
We have it open to her, and then like a couple of times a day, I'll give her like a bone or a Kong with like peanut butter, and I'll shut it while I sit around so she can see me for like a couple minutes at a time. So I'm doing all the things, but maybe I need a different crate. But then also we have the incident that one time Dr. Bald came home, the crate was still closed, and there's Aunt Becky outside of the crate looking at him. She's an escape artist. So I don't know if I can get a crate with all the little slats, because God knows what she's doing. She's going to teleport herself out of there.
Oh, my.
Yeah. So cuties, any recommendations, please slide in the DMs, drop a comment in the YouTube links. I need some help.
Apparently. And I need some recommendations.
Okay. I have 2 recommendations this week.
Oh.
Number 1, may I suggest getting back to your elementary school craft days, because Sapphire and I spent the weekend making, and I've got some here, Christmas links. So these are the fancy ones we did, but we took like junk mail, we took old magazines, and we just cut strips, and I'll post a picture on the YouTube right here. But we made our basement into like a winter wonderland. It looks like a kitschy 2015 Christmas bar. There's links all over the ceiling, and it was so much fun. It was like very meditative. Like, me and her just chatted all day Saturday and made our little links, and it was so cute and fun. And it looks crazy, but it's really cute. It's their whole playroom in the basement. The entire ceiling is like lights and links.
I think it looks great. I think you should keep it up all year round.
Honestly, I'm thinking I might. I feel like it adds to the vibe in there. My second recommendation is a graphic novel that Coco is reading this week, and it's called Living with Viola. And it's about a girl with anxiety and potentially ADHD, but it's a graphic novel, and the way that they depict anxiety and like intrusive thoughts, it was so cool. And I really recommend it for any parents that have kids that struggle with anxiety.
Huh.
What about you?
Now you know. I watched The Hand That Rocks the Cradle remake starring whoever the lead actress is in Longlegs, but then also Mary Elizabeth Winstead, who's, you know, a little horror girly. I think she was the lead in Cloverfield Lane, the John Goodman one. But for those of you who don't know Hand That Rocks the Cradle, it's a bunny boiler movie about this nanny who becomes obsessed with the children and family of the woman that she's working for. She wants to kill the mom and like take over. And it's very good, but also, the remake felt like TV, and I don't know what I mean by that, but it didn't feel like a real movie. It just felt like an episode of something. And I enjoyed it a lot, but like, it did feel like it was missing something.
Okay.
Yeah.
But still recommending it.
Yeah, I still recommend it. But what I'm trying to refrain from happening is I'm telling people to watch it and then they go watch it and they're like, Donnie, that movie was terrible. Like, maybe it was, but also I had a ball.
Yeah, you're setting expectations.
Yeah.
One more reminder, we are on YouTube, so go over there, like, subscribe, hit the bell, comment. And then we are also on Spotify. There's video footage over there. Send this episode to a friend, to a colleague, to an enemy. We're trying to grow it. So thank you.
Thank you. This week, Ariana Grande revisited her opinions about the moon. Gen Z learned about Perez Hilton. Sabrina Carpenter was announced to be producing and starring in an Alice in Wonderland movie musical. A neurologist determined Wendy Williams does not have frontotemporal dementia as previously reported. A teaser trailer for Toy Story 5 dropped. Prince William made his Dancing with the Stars debut. Betty Boop became the next beloved cartoon to get the horror treatment. Sydney Sweeney's new movie flopped, and Orphan 3 started filming. Can't wait. Did you see Orphan?
No.
It's so good, Chelsea. Make Dr. Bald make you watch it.
Am I going to like it or am I going to be horrified?
In the middle. Just don't adopt a Russian orphan and then it will never hit too close to home.
Maybe in the new year. So we've gotten through spooky season and now I'm fully getting into like, I'm ready for Hallmark. I'm ready for Christmas tree farms. I'm ready for the snow globe factory. I'm ready for a secret Santa Claus that's a mailman.
Maybe that's what we can do on New Year's Day, not New Year's Eve. That's not how we're going to ring it in. But maybe me, you, and Dr. Bald can cuddle up under those links and watch Orphan.
Okay, I'll think about it.
So for some magazine, I should have come prepared with what magazine it was. We'll say Variety. Leah Michele, Kristen Chenoweth, and Nichelle Lewis did a Broadway leading ladies roundtable. And during it, Leah Michele told the story of her first Broadway show. And I want to read it word for word. There was an open call for the Broadway show Les Mis, and my friend wanted to audition. And the night before, her father had a heart attack, and her mother called my mom and said, please, you have to take her on the audition. And I said, I'm going to try out too. If we're going to take her, I'm going to go too. And then Leah Michele ended up getting the role. And Chelsea... Kristen Chenoweth made the same reaction you're making and said, I think about your poor friend. And Leah said, she's okay. We're still friends. I need to hear from this woman. Yes. First of all, there is someone in the comments that said like, hey, I'm the friend. Everything is fine. And when you go to her page, she like has 3,000 followers and makes crochet art for a living. So I don't know if that's a joke or if that really is the friend.
Well, she had to get a side hustle after Leah Michele said, oh, sorry about your dad, bitch. I'm going to take this role.
I mean, I've never heard a more Rachel Berry thing in my life.
We both love people who are authentically themselves.
Yeah.
Who may not fully understand themselves or have, you know, basic insight or self-awareness, but people who are unapologetically who they are. Leah Michele is an example of someone who has been canceled before. She has gotten feedback before, and yet nevertheless she persisted. And she will go on tour and tell that story earnestly as if it's like an up-and-coming story.
She was so proud telling that story. She was so proud. A smile beamed across her face. And then when Kristen Chenoweth said, I think about your poor friend, like, it clicked to Leah like, oh, that was a crazy thing to say. As she told that story, she didn't think twice about it.
In her mind, it was like showing what a go-getter she was. Like an opportunity presented itself, and when fate knocks, you got to open that door. You got to shove your grieving friend to the side and take the stage.
Like, for instance, and I'm sure I've said this before because it's my favorite fact, one of the girls I used to work with at Bubba Gump used to go on auditions when she was a little girl, and I guess she was like a little blonde, cute girl, because also in auditions, Hayden Panettiere was always there, and that is all... Well, I guess it's all allegedly. Allegedly, Hayden Panettiere was there, and allegedly, Hayden Panettiere would kick girls in the shins right before they would go in for their auditions.
I love that.
And I hope it's true, yeah.
That's somebody who knows what they want and isn't afraid to do what it takes.
I know. I learned a few things from that story.
A real girl boss.
Yeah. Gatekeep, girl boss, shin kick. Also, not talking about anything, but I just want to say all 3 outfits that these women were wearing would be perfect for a Friday night event on March 20th.
I'll take a look at the lookbook. And you're not talking about this, but I'm going to talk about this. And this is not in the outline, but...
Oh, well, let me talk about Leah's outfit first.
Okay.
Michelle Lewis was wearing like a tweed, white, whatever. Kristen Chenoweth was wearing like some gray dress with like a big gray bow, the same color as the dress on the neck.
Elisa Vanderpump Pussy Bow.
Yeah. Leah Michelle, I don't know who out of the 35 will be wearing this, but I'm going to send this look to every woman coming because someone will be wearing this. She was in pinstripe pants and a pinstripe vest with no undershirt, but the vest was backless. It was so hot.
Amanda should wear that.
I'll send it to her.
Yeah, because Amanda's got the body yaddy yaddy and the boobs to like really fill it out.
It was so hot. I'll send it to her as soon as we're done. Okay, go ahead.
So you're not talking about a certain thing in March on the podcast. He's now clarified because Cuties, if you think that he stopped talking about it to me, you have clearly not been paying attention. To remind everybody, he has self-imposed this stipulation that he's not going to be talking about Big Brother. You can't talk about it. This is my loophole. No. You can't interrupt me because you can't talk about it.
No, the reason I made that rule, though, is because I started to feel like Katie in Mean Girls. Like, I felt like I was talking about it every single episode. I felt like I was talking about it too much. So by the time March rolled around, I didn't want people on the podcast to be like, shut the fuck up. We don't care.
Okay.
So I had to give them 1 month away. So then in January, we can go all in.
So the person that's being most punished by this self-imposed stipulation that Donnie's not going to talk about Big Brother 40 is me, because he's still saying everything he would have said to me on a podcast just to me directly. And I don't know about the ins and outs of like, obviously what's happening. I want to be clear about that. Like, I'm a participant. He is Julie Chen, so he's not going to share with me that part. But we have been talking logistics about like post-production because we want to make it a YouTube series. We're talking about like, how can we capture as much on camera, et cetera, et cetera. Donnie sent me a voice note yesterday, and it was based on the article that you had shared about bringing villains back to Survivor, like start casting villains again. And he had already posted it to his stories, which I thought was an insane thing to do because it does feel like you're putting your hand in the cookie jar saying, if anybody coming to Big Brother 40 is planning on being a villain, please tell me so when I'm daydreaming about this, I can think of storylines.
Yeah.
So he had already done that.
I'm not saying I want people to be villains. I like to shake it up a little bit and see who's self-aware. Like, there are some people that messaged me that were like, I think it will be me, but I don't want it to be me. And I was like, okay, that's beautiful. I'll talk about it in therapy. And then there were other people that messaged me and were like, I think it's going to be me. And I was like, I've known you blank amount of years. There's not one bone in your body that's a villain. Like, what are you talking about? I do like to be entertained by people's lack of self-awareness. Like, there are some people that are like, oh, not me. It's going to be you. And then there were some people like, oh, it's going to be me. Yeah. Then there were some people that are like, it's going to be me. And I'm like, no, babe, you're first out.
So shout out if you slid into Donnie's DMs. You might be, in his mind, first out. So anyway, he had posted that to his stories, but then he followed up, and I got out of work to a voice note from him that said, oh, I have the best idea. So we can pull ring footage in post-production. We can pull ring footage from Friday night so we can capture moments when feuds start. So if somebody turns on somebody, we can go back to Friday night. And you gave the example of like, if I hate your sister because she sings too many karaoke songs, we could go back in time and pull the ring footage of me like rolling my eyes at Callie singing karaoke, and we can put that in. And I had to send Donnie a voice note back and say, I would like to remind you that these are your closest friends and family members, and you want them to come away from this experience not hating people's fucking guts. So what I'm not going to be doing in post-production for your birthday show with all of your friends is peppering in messy storylines like I'm a Bravo editor to essentially, like, people have already played the game. People are already going to be like annoyed coming out at certain people just because of competition. But then imagine months later going on YouTube and your sister watching me roll my eyes at her because she's singing another duet with you during the karaoke part. That's crazy, Donnie. And I said, and if this is the energy that comes from the repression of you not talking about Big Brother 40, I think you just need to live your life out loud.
Unfortunately, I don't think it's because of the repression, though. I was just,
that was an earnest.
Here.
I could tell you were being so earnest because I can tell sometimes when you're like in on the bit, but you still are kind of serious. Like you're like, this is crazy, but also I'm serious. There was such an earnesty in the way you excitedly told me about this that I was like, Donnie, like, no.
Because here's the thing. I don't know what other equivalent it would be. Like, that would only be one storyline, me and Callie singing Too Many Love Duets. And that's why I used it, because, like, there is a part of me and Callie that are in on the bit of performing love duets. Like, we are brother and sister. That is weird, but that's what you're going to get from us. So if we sing 5 love duets in a row and you rolled your eyes, like, me and Callie would laugh it off. It's no big deal. And that's why I use that as an example. But the problem is, I don't think there's any other equivalent to that.
Yeah, I think also it could be like if, let's say, Tom starts working with Callie and they form an alliance and Tom says something like, I knew she was dedicated when she sang that 5th love duet with her brother. And then we could flash back because then it's like funny, like, here, get to know this character more. Isn't this silly that this happened? Not so much like, I don't know, I spill a drink on your friend from high school and she's like, that dumb bitch. That's when I knew I needed to get her out, that clumsy alcoholic slut,
See, but even that doesn't sound too bad to me. Don't worry, I have a full speech planned about, like, diary room etiquette, etc., etc.
Well, speaking of etiquette, a man at the Jonas Brothers concert this past Saturday in Buffalo, New York, has gone viral after he was recorded scrolling through a candidate's resume on his phone while concert goers all around him sang and danced to the band's hits. Did you see this? So your girl Jen on TikTok zoomed in on the person in front of her, just scrolling through Scott Kelly's resume and said, Scott Kelly, your resume was being reviewed at a Jonas Brothers concert tonight. Good luck. And then the comment section cracked me up because it was all people being like, I'm one of Scott Kelly's references. Scott Kelly saved my dog from a burning house fire. Scott Kelly is the best employee I've ever had.
The Jonas Brothers commented too. Joe and Kevin both were very pro Scott Kelly. Now I want to do it to myself, but like in a wig. But have my thing up at the Hillary Duff concert.
Yeah.
I'll have my thing up and go through and I'll say Donny Hatfield resume. And then that will go viral. And then when Hillary Duff is like, oh, I love Donny Hatfield, then I'm like, well, hire me then.
I love that. You'd zoom in and it's like, I am the Cute One podcast, available wherever you stream your shows.
Yes, that's perfect.
Well, speaking of TikTok, my cutie of the week is Maddie Graham. Have you heard about her? So she is Ashley Graham, the model's sister. Now, I have to say, obviously, we're only getting one side of the story. So far, all Ashley has done in response is delete a whole bunch of comments, which I find sketchy. I feel like if she had any rebuttal, she would sue her sister or maybe not delete comments. So from what I'm seeing at this juncture in time, I am team Maddie. But she is taken to her TikTok, and I encourage everybody to go over there because she is telling the tale of just what a dumpster fire her family is and pulling clips where Ashley Graham is just lying about things. In some video interviews, she says she has one sister. She has 2. In other video interviews, she says she has a brother. They don't have a brother. Maddie has been like the black sheep of the family and was basically kicked out after having a child when she was a teen parent. She tells the story about she wakes up, her house had been teepeed. Her son at the time, this was like 2021, her son at the time was like 13. And so she's like, okay, like wake up. You're going to help me clean this. One of your friends teepeed the house. And her son was like, why would anybody do that? Like, why would anybody waste toilet paper? And she realized, like, oh, this generation, he's a quarantine kid. Like, they don't TP houses. They know about, like, what it was like when people were fighting to the death in Costco for toilet paper. She was like, well, that's weird. And she said that Ashley and her mom used to go around and toilet paper people's houses all the time growing up.
Oh, my God.
So she was like, that's weird. And then her landlord later that week came up to her and was like, oh, I met your sister. I had no idea that you were related. And she was like, what do you mean? She said, oh, your sister came into town and my husband or somebody owns a limo company. So we were driving her. And I said, oh my gosh, your sister lives in the apartments that I own. And she was like, did you tell her my address? And she's like, and that's when I learned Ashley came into town, took a limo and TP'd my house.
Oh my God.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
So again, all alleged, but my favorite type of family drama is drama I can watch from binoculars from afar. So we'll see what else happens.
Oh my God. Also, speaking of lying, in the Glee Christmas episode that we covered on Patreon, I did admit to a lie. So if you're not a Patreon member, now's the time.
Now's the time, because it was a big whopper.
Yeah, I've been lying to Chelsea about something for quite some time, but the truth is out there, just like X-Files.
Who's your cutie?
My cutie is Lacey Chabert, because I don't know if you know, Chelsea, but the queen of Hallmark Christmas movies has her own Hallmark Christmas line. And a lot of it is not really stuff that I thought was cute. I want to buy something for the premise of it, but it's all like green background with like pink bows. Like the colors kind of throw me off a little bit. It ain't really matching. But something I do want to buy for $25.99 is a porcelain Christmas ornament of her. It's just her in a red dress as a Christmas ornament. Let me find it.
Well, while Donnie looks that up, let me once again plug our Etsy page, because you can buy ornaments, Christmas cards of the man from Love Actually holding up a sign that says, I jerked off to your wedding video. I'll put that right here as well.
Yeah, I think that's a beautiful thing to send to your mother on Christmas. This, Chelsea, what just happened?
Cookies. Accept them, Donnie. Like Santa, accept those cookies.
Oh,
it's just...
I need it.
That's crazy.
I've never seen anything I need more.
I
My
love
tree's
that
going to be a
the thing
whopping
is just
good
coming
time.
right out of her head.
Where else would you put it?
I guess not around the
They
neck.
all come out of the heads. Everything I have. I wonder if there's Ariana Grande as Glinda ones. I need to get researching.
Okay.
My tree's going to be really faggoty this year.
Ho, ho, ho.
And on that note, that's it. That's the end of this Friday episode. I had a wonderful time. I hope you all did as well. If you liked this episode, do us a favor and send it to someone else who might enjoy it. Your mom, your siblings, Lacey Chabert. We will talk to you later. Love you like a sister. Bye.
Bye. Thank you for listening to I Am the Cute One. If you want more, head to patreon.com/IamTheCuteOne for uncut, unedited, and unhinged video and audio footage of current episodes, as well as even more bonus content.
And if you like what you heard, please be sure to leave a 5-star rating and subscribe to our show. And to help us grow this community of chaotic cuties, share an episode with a friend you think would pass the vibe check.
And to see the madness, check out our YouTube channel, where video footage from all current episodes are posted weekly.
You can follow me at Real Donnywood on Instagram and all other social media platforms.
And if you want more of my personal brand of chaos, check me out at Oh No Chels.
Talk to you later. Love you like a sister.